I want to talk a little bit about JSON Web Token and the components of it. And then after that, we're going to look at how we can use JSON Web Token to secure our web application. So what exactly is JSON Web Token? Well, to put it simply, JSON Web Token is just a very secure way to transmit information from one party or from one application to another as a JSON object, which is why it's called JSON Web Token. And because it's so secure and compact, it's become the standard when transmitting information to a user to authenticate the user and web services. So it's become very popular over the last few years, and it's been used almost everywhere whenever there is like RESTful web services being used and they're trying to authenticate the user, or when one application is being accessed by many different devices and things like that. So Web Token has three parts to it. The first part is the header, and in the header you're gonna have things like the algorithm that is used for the cryptographic, and you also gonna have the type. The type is gonna be JWT all the time because it's a JSON Web Token, and the algorithm can be any different type of algorithm. And in this case, we have ECMAX 256, which is just a typical cryptographic algorithm that is used to encrypt things. So that's the first part. The second part is going to be the payload, and that's where all the user or the subject information is going to be, things like their name and the time the payload, the token was issued, some other claim or permissions or authorities that the user has, and maybe the name of the user and the actual username. In this case is John D24. So that's going to be the payload. And lastly, we're going to have the actual signature, and the signature is only going to be just a 256-bit secret, like some random string that you definitely have to keep very secure because it's used to in the algorithm to encrypt all the information that's going to be the JSON Web Token. And all those three parts, they're separated by a period, and they're just encoded in the base64 URL encoding. So at the end, you will have something that looks just like this. So the purple is going to be the header, and then you have your period, and then the blue is going to be the payload, and lastly in green we have the actual signature. So that's really all JSON Web Token is. Just a very secure, compact way of transmitting information from one application to another. And because it's so secure and compact, it's been used a lot in web services and a RESTful application interface.